Going on, guys? I'm gonna do a video about Berzerk. Um, this Berzerk I got, it was actually in pretty decent shape. I mean, I did a little bit of touch up on the sides, and I put some T-molding on it. Now, yes, I do know that it originally takes the leather T-molding, but this is what I had handy. One of these days I'll put the right T-molding on it, but it looks great. Here's the back glass. Pretty cool artwork. This one right here I actually had signed by Gary Stern and Joel West, which is the world record holder for this game. This is actually my son's, my oldest son, his favorite game. And I just recently got a reproduction control panel. Beautiful control panel. The one I had wasn't too bad. But, okay, I will tell you a little bit of history on this game. They originally came out with the bat stick. It's this stick you see right here, this joystick. And there was a problem with the bat stick. This joystick is an optical joystick. And it used like sensors that, and when this would move, it would what's the word? Anyways, it was optical, and they had a lot of issues with it. The plate would get dirty and wouldn't work anymore. In diagonals were terrible, and so Stern kind of told everybody they're sorry and gave them a Wicco and said, put your Wicco stick in here. And so, like my Frenzy here, all Frenzies came with a Wicco stick, but later on, all Berzerks from the factory came with a Wicco stick also. Wicco stick was a much better stick. In fact, the world record holders, they'd rather play with a Wicco stick. But, one thing about this game, and it's really cool. I mean, I think it's a huge deal. I wish all games were like this. But let me go back and try to open this up. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay. One cool thing about this is, Kelly, can you hold the camera for me? Yeah. Is Berzerk's had this tray. You can pull it out, and you can see everything. You can work on it. I mean, it's like a built-in test bench on your game. It was a great idea. I wish all games were like this. But one thing to mention is this is one hell of a setup. Look at all this. It looks very complicated, doesn't it? There's multiple boards, all interconnected. But I'll tell you what, working on a Berzerk is not as bad as you may think. One cool thing they did is they silk screened labels all over the whole board. It told you exactly what everything is. And really the biggest issue with Berzerk is your connections. Are all your ribbon cables good? And there was an battery acid problem. This was one of those games that had a battery, and the alkaline, not the acid, would come out of the battery and eat up all your connections. But that's that. Let me show you a little bit of gameplay. One awesome thing about this game is it had speech. Let me close this back up. I love games with speech. Okay, I'm going to set it up on the tripod here. I'll get right back. Okay, we're going to play a game of Berzerk. You hear the speech on this? Pretty cool. Now, the very first level, nobody shoots at you. It's kind of like a beginner's, like, hey, this is what's going on kind of thing. You know what I mean? Now, after so long, depending on how many men are on the board, affects when this guy comes out. He's Crazy Otto. And now you see how I'm going into the next level? Where I just came in at is where Crazy Otto is going to come from if I wait too long, which is already happening. Now, they start firing second board, like you see, and every... Oh, jeez. I'm getting hit way too soon here. One thing that kind of sucks about the original bat stick is diagonals are really hard. And you really need to be able to use your joystick diagonally to play this game. See how far I can go. So far, the best I can do, I've gotten to 10,000, which is pretty good. It gets pretty crazy at 10,000. But I love the sound of this game. Yeah, me playing with a bat stick, I'm definitely not going to get to no 10,000. Definitely not going to happen. Fight like a robot. Pretty cool. When you leave, it says chicken, fight like a robot. Now there's a trick. Let's see if I can find myself in the right predicament here. And I'll see if I can do it. I can actually get the bullet. Oh, I had it. Alright, let me try this again. I want to see if I can get the bullet to pass through my neck. Now, on the game, see how there's a gap between my head and my neck? You can actually get their bullet to fly through that gap, and then it won't hurt you. Hold on, I gotta get to them firing. I need them to fire at me. Oh, jeez. Start firing at me. Looks like I'm gonna have to clear a board just to get them to fire. Okay, hold on. Okay, now they're going to be firing at me. I have to get just in the right... Okay. He's going to come down. Ah! Waited too long. Oh! See how the bullet passed through my neck? Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Well, let me show you the sides of this cabinet. This is it's another game that I really enjoy this game. But it's another one of those games that it's like a piece of history, because first off, it came out in 1980, and it has speech, and not just any speech. It's like a cool robot speech, and I just love it. It's a piece of history, and and on top of that, it's a fun game to play. When I first got this at my house, my one buddy came over, and he's like, "Oh, it's Berzerk!" And he was at my house till 6 in the morning. Well, we were both playing, and eventually I said, "Man, I gotta go to bed, man. You need to go home." So, but it may look like a simple game. It may look basic, but trust me, it is challenging, and it's a fun game to play. Just give it a chance. You don't always need crazy graphics for a fun game. Okay, let me show you the side. This is this side of this cabinet. Now, I did not stencil this. I just touched it up. Now, the cabinet looks beautiful. Really cool artwork. I mean, it's I've seen, Stern did some crappy artwork in general, and this is one of their better stencil jobs. If you see, I got Gary Stern. He was at a show, an arcade show I brought some games to, and I had him sign it. So that was really cool. But hold on, let me move it to the other side so you see the other side. It smells like somebody hit a skunk outside.
Probably did.
There's like 1 million skunks in my area. There is. Okay. Now, all Stern games had a number stamped right here. And I'm not sure if that is the production number or the serial number or what it is. But every Stern cabinet, if I had more out, I'd show you. But every Stern cabinet has a number stamped right here. But yeah, check out this cabinet. This cabinet is beautiful. Beautiful. You gotta respect the artwork on these things. But I have a surprise for you guys. Remember when I said that this is my son's favorite game? Well, let me walk through here. I'm going to show you my son's wall. Now, my one son had Star Wars stuff put all over the place in his room, and then my other son said, "Hey, what about me? I want something on my wall." So I said, "Well, what do you want?" And he says, "Berzerk." So I painted his wall. It's really not that big of a deal. It's just a big black square, and I got a picture of the robots on the TV set and some clear tacking paper, and traced it out and made stencils. And it's most of it's blacklight reactive paint, so he has like a black light. But he wants me to put Crazy Otto in there somewhere, and he wants the world record to be there somewhere. But yeah, that's my son's wall. Are we crazy? Does anybody else do this stuff? But okay.